you've limited the lack of economic history. You say they don't teach that in universities anymore. So let's try to resuscitate it slightly today. At what point in history did we move away from a society that was built on the primacy of the individual to the primacy of the markets? When and how did we start living in a world where it's okay for a person to become bankrupt, a country to become bankrupt, but banks can't become bankrupt because they're too big to fail?
We've been there a couple of times, what you've just described. Every time there's an economic revolution, something new comes along. The people who led that economic revolution tend to think of themselves as geniuses, and often it's just luck or some new product. Maybe it's a machine that was in, a cotton ginny or something. Something was invented. And they're making an awful lot of money, and there are no rules because it's a new area of production. And so they act badly because they've created this new religion, which is they have the right to make as much money as possible. I suppose you could say that the handful of information billionaires today are the latest version of that. And I'm just trying to think of their names. They're so uninteresting as people. What are their names?
Musk, Bezos.
Musk, Bezos. You'll notice that certainly Musk has made it very clear that he doesn't believe in democracy, right? Bezos, I don't know whether he has or not, but I wouldn't be surprised since they get along. And there's a third one. Who's the third one?
Zuckerberg?
Well, yeah. None of them identify democracy as a key factor in how society should run. None of them think citizenship is important. None of them think that the involvement of the citizen, the control of the citizen, the citizen being the source of legitimacy in society, they don't believe any of that. They believe that the technology which they've invented or have bought, they probably haven't invented it. Some poor suckers probably invented it and was bought out. That's what matters. And aren't they geniuses? And aren't they wonderful? And democracy's in the way. And all the rules of democracy, you remember that Musk who was brought in by Trump?
Right.
Yeah, to clear it all out. He had no idea how to clear it all out. Even though he wanted to and Trump wanted him to do it. Because they're basically running organizations that don't have any structures. How do you deliver health? Well, healthcare is a bad example for the United States, but deliver any kind of, how do you make highways run? How do you keep highways up? Without any structure. How do you make sure that the traffic lights work? None of this works without structure. The structure of the society, whether it's municipal or provincial or state or federal. And they don't believe in any of that. They don't believe in it. They believe that their right to make money and to keep the money is the most important thing. This is absolutely what happens. That's what happened in the late 18th, early 19th century. All those people who'd invented the beneficiaries of inventing these new machines, which allowed you to go away from people having individual weaving machines in houses to having factories with big machines in them. What did they do? They hired little girls and little boys and poverty-stricken women, and they put them to work with no safeguards, and people's arms were ripped off and fell into machines. And you must have read all this, and it was tragic what happened. Well, they were making an enormous amount of money. And there was literally, it's happening in England, basically. And there was literally one person, Robert Owen, who made a fortune. He was very good at this. And as he was making the fortune, he had a kind of ethical background. I haven't thought about this in so long. And he realized this was unjust. So he started dancing classes. He started education. There was no public education system. He started education systems for his workers. He put in protections in the factories. And then he stopped hiring people and paying their parents more. And so he was hated by the business class as what today would be called a communist or an anarchist or something like that. In fact, he was doing these incredibly good things. And what he did in sort of 1810, 1820 is what we finally got around to doing seriously in the 20th century. There were several attempts, and this business class would stop it. They would bring down governments. They would back military to run coup d'etats, whatever. This phenomenon that comes up again and again every time societies are changed by massive breakthroughs in new methods of making money or providing services or communications or whatever. And each time we have the same battle with the people who control these forces. And, the answer to the question, what are we going to do about the anti-democratic power of these handful of guys to bring down democracy? Well, the answer is we're going to put them in jail. We're going to put rules in place. We're going to do what we did to their predecessors in other areas. And they're either going to follow the rules or they will be stopped. It's as simple as that. And when you see a president of the United States who is sworn in with the equivalent of the robber barons, the only people in the room when, it's his guests, that society, Western society, is in deep, deep trouble. And it's like 1805, 1810 in England.